All right, guys, today we have my favorite garage door installer here. Today we got Keith Collins and his wife Lauren. They're going to be putting up an Easy Roller 14 on the mega shed here. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you how it works over here on what we call Deb's barn, or a big red barn. So Keith installed the opener on the red barn here about a year or so ago, and it was one of the first installations of the Easy Roller 14. And because of this video, Easy Roller, or ATA Technologies, reached out to us and said, hey, if you've got any more doors that you want to or put openers on, we'll send you an opener. So the way this opener works is it mounts there on the side of your roll-up door. It has the typical garage sensors on either side. And what's really interesting about this door, I should say what's really nice about this door, is it's remote controlled. So they give you two remotes with it, but you also have a remote here that's wall mounted. And that door is 12 by 14, I think. And even though those doors are spring loaded, hitting a button just makes it so much easier to roll them up and down, especially in that barn where we're going to have animals in it and it'll be up and down a lot throughout the day. But here at the mega shed, I probably open and close this door 6 or 8 times a day to get the equipment out, but then to try to keep it cool because it's spray foamed, and I also have a lot of things in there I want to keep dust off of. So here's the inside of the door, and what ATA wanted to do was me to film how this fits a Carolina carport's roll-up door. And they've actually got a 3D printed spacer they want us to put in there. This is a spacer that they 3D printed that goes in that hole on the end of the door. And what this is supposed to do is take up some of the space in the end of the door there so that this drive adapter isn't moving around as much. So imagine that space was twice as big as that adapter, then this would take up some of that space. But Keith said just last week he installed one of these Easy Roller 14s on a Carolina carports and he had no problem without that adapter. We're going to show it with and without the adapter and then just see how the door operates. So Keith is test fitting that adapter just to see if it's needed and to see how it works. It's the first time he's used it. So that's how the adapter fits in there. You can see it made this hole. This would be the typical size of the hole on a Carolina carport's roll up, and it just made this space smaller for those drive adapters to go in. Another thing we're probably going to have to do is shim this out either with a piece of metal or some washers, because you got to get the motor in here between here and here, and there's not enough space currently. So Keith wasn't sure if that adapter was worthwhile having in there because, like I said, he's already installed the Easy Roller 14 on a Carolina carport and it worked great without it. But he test fitted it and he said that he likes that, and going forward he's going to get in touch with the company and see if he can get some of those made so that when he does these installs it'll just be tighter, especially when the motor first starts up. There won't be any extra noise as it moves and then grabs the inside metal of the roller door. So the Easy Roller comes with 3 different drive adapters here, and you can see these 2 are not installed, but this one Keith put on with a couple of screws because this is the one that we'll use, but it only gets 1 when it's installed. So the way we're going to address the problem of not having enough space in there, you see Keith's brought his lift, and the lift holds up the weight of the door. He's going to take that L bracket off right there, and he's going to remove the screws that hold that to the framing of the building, and he's going to move that bracket to the right, and that'll give us a space in there to put in the Easy Roller 14. If you have a Carolina carports, one thing that I've been shown or that I've seen out there is that they'll take a piece of the 2 1/4, I think that's what size this is, and they'll put it up there to shim out that L bracket that we're moving out in order to make space for the opener. But what Keith is doing is he brought these spacers, and what he'll do is he'll use longer bolts and he'll take these spacers and he'll give himself that much space right there, and that'll be enough to get the opener in there. So here comes the exciting part. Well, I guess the most exciting part will be when we hit the button and the door works, but we're gonna fit the motor right now. Well, Keith is gonna fit the motor. I'm gonna stand down here where it's safe. All right, what did you think about how that fit on there with that spacer?
It's a lot better. The spacer made it to where it wouldn't flop either way. It's very tight in there.
What do you think about the installation so far as that L bracket? You gonna have enough room with those little round spacers you cut?
I should have. So if not, we'll make them bigger.
So Keith's got it up there. He said that spacer's gonna work perfect. When we had this building built, we went ahead and put electrical on all of the roll-ups. So you'll see the outlet there for the small roll-up doors, and of course the outlet that Keith's gonna use for the Easy Roller 14. And we weren't sure if we were gonna put openers on the doors, but we put the electric there anyway because it was cheaper to do it while the electrician was on site. And also it puts the conduits and everything behind the spray foam. The reason that we did it on the red barn was because as we get older and with the animals and stuff in there, we didn't want to use like a chain hoist type of door. We just felt like as we got older, it'd be harder to open. But these smaller doors, I don't think that at any point in our life we won't be able to open these. And what's good about these is that you can reach all the way to the top and push it all the way open, because sometimes they get hung up on that last foot. What I found on that 12-foot roll-up door over there is that I would open it to about this point, and then it didn't want to retract itself. So you'd push it, and if you didn't push it far enough, you'd have to push it again. And it's not that it's that heavy, it's just that it took quite a bit of effort to get it all the way up. So the spacers will go over those two bolts, right? And then the bracket will go on top of them.
That's right.
All right, there is a very crucial part of this. The L bracket holds up this side of the door and also where the Easy Roller gets, well, I don't guess it gets mounted on that as much as it rides on that. So you can see that this is not an overly complicated process, but I don't mess with two things for do-it-yourself. I don't do electrical because I don't know how to do it, number one. And number two is I don't want to burn anything down. And I don't mess with garage doors. These things will kill you. They're spring-loaded, they're heavy, and you could do this yourself, but I don't recommend it. Keith has this special lift here, and he knows where he can, work on things when they're safe. Whereas me, if I were to get up there and unbolt the door and don't have it supported properly, it could fall, or it could pinch your hands, or it could spin unexpectedly. So I pay the professionals for certain things that I cannot do myself. Even though it looks like it's easy, it's not something I'm willing to take a risk on. So the tension on this door is being held on this end. So there's a U-bolt up there that stayed tight through this whole process so that the door doesn't spin and unwind itself. So that's what keeps this safe while he's working on the other end. Got the L bracket mounted. Now Lauren's bringing the door down. So now the weight of the door is completely on the L bracket. That went fairly quickly once he got the spacers in there. All right, we're all mounted, and Keith is getting the motor set up. You see it's got power, it's got the light on, and pretty soon we'll be lowering this door down, making sure we get the upper and lower stops on the electric motor, and we'll be in business. No more manual door. Now when ATA came out with the Easy Roller 14, Keith got on board with them right away because he was looking for a solution for people like me that had pole barns with roll-up doors. So since this Easy Roller 14 has come out, it's reduced the price of putting a motor on a roll-up by half, because these run around $700–800, and if you put a commercial industrial wall mount opener on the side of a roll-up, that's going to be double, and also double the price for the unit, and then also the installation is more complex, so that'll be more costly too. Okay, the motor is pushing down the door. So if I remember correctly from the last one, this will auto set itself. You just got to have it go up and down a few times, and Keith is up there working the controls. But this is really exciting because that door is going up and down on its own for the first time ever. And this building is about 5 years old. So Keith is going back and forth and making minor adjustments. What you don't want is the door to bind on either end, because then the motor might sense that it's binding and open the door when you really want it closed, or vice versa. And he had to do that on the pole barn as well. And in the pole barn, it had a different set of brackets on it because it was a different door. And that one took like a couple of hours of minor adjustments. And he actually had to come back and put a different bracket on it because it just kept binding and wouldn't shut all the way. But that one's dialed in now. And like I said, he's got a lot of experience with these Easy Roller 14s since he put in that last one. And he loves them as a solution for this type of door. So that was the first time the door went down and up on its own power without any interference. So he's got one more minor adjustment to do, and then I think we're done. So when the door is trying to find its travel with the motor, it can't have any hang-ups at all until it gets that set. After that's set, it'll push past maybe a little bit of interference, but until you get everything lubricated and everything working smoothly, it won't set itself. So it's going up under its own power now, but if it encounters too much resistance, when it's setting itself, it'll stop. I left the boom up on the excavator one time and I hit up there, so I want to make sure that's up out of the way as much as possible. There's some Kubota orange paint right there. All right, here it goes up on its own. He adjusted the upper stop, so the handle should go all the way to the top. Oh, that's perfect. Did you make it come down?
It's doing it.
Oh, it's doing
It's
it.
at the bottom.
It's doing the setting. Okay.
Yeah, it sits at the bottom.
I thought it hit the top and it encountered some resistance and was coming down, but that wouldn't make sense. If it hits resistance, it's going to go up for safety. All right, guys, it is all installed. Keith and Lauren just left the property, and if you're in the North Florida area, Lower Alabama, that region, check with Collins Garage Door Services. They've done a great job for us. This is the third garage door or garage door opener that they've installed. And they've left me here now to be on my own with it. So let's see if it works. And I got 2 remote controls and also a wall mount control. It's coming down nice and quiet. That's going to be really nice because I can stay on the tractor or have this with me on the tractor, close it behind me when I'm done with whatever I'm doing with the tractor or the mower, come back and open it and just easily get in and out of the shop now. And that'll just help keep the shop cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter by keeping this door closed. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. We sure appreciate you guys watching. If you're interested in this opener, we'll put some links down below where you can find out more about it or where you can purchase it on Amazon. But until next time, y'all take care out there. And remember, life's way too short to be opening garage doors by hand. Take care, guys.